again to the Forward Compatible Podcast. This is episode 110, part 2. I haven't been able to do that in a while.
Like a week? Two weeks?
It's been part 2.
We're back home.
Yeah. Today, we're going to be doing something, it's kind of a continuation of something me and Jason started last time Mark wasn't here, I think. Right?
Something like that. We're just going to continue to do them whenever Mark's
Yeah,
not
when
here.
Mark's not here, we'll just keep going through the list. I don't know what's going to happen when we catch up to present day, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
We'll do worse.
Yeah, we're going to move on to the 16-bit
Era.
and we're going to knock out our 10 favorite games. My name's Tony, joined as always.
And I'm
Jason and
John.
John's back.
Really quick, before we jump into it a little bit further, I want to thank everybody that came out for Titanfall.
Yeah.
Which was our part 2 from last week. Again, we're sorry about the audio issues that we had. We
never did this shit before.
Yeah.
We're
Extra Life, we're definitely going to have them back on and get a good interview out of them, so that you guys can understand what they're doing and their cause and everything. But yeah, thank you for everybody that came out. Thank you for everybody that shared it and supported us. And there's our awesome banner.
Yep, from them.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And we've got a lot more cool events coming
Yep.
up soon that we'll be letting you guys know about. So
It's getting cool. It's getting
now
cool.
we can go ahead and jump
It's
in.
snowballing.
I just wanted, because I forgot during part 1 to thank
Quite
everybody.
all right.
So-
It's quite all right. We're thinking for part 2.
Yeah.
And this is part 2. Where we do boo boo doo boo boo. Tony's topic of the week.
We should have had.
I already
you sing
announced
there.
it though. I'm doing everything ass backwards.
We should. Well, you didn't
I
sing
already
the jingle
spoiled.
at the event or anything. We could have got you on the mic.
Oh,
Oh, shit.
Titanfall's coming out tonight.
That would have been great. All right. Who wants to go for number 10?
We're gonna start this way. And
Well,
then
we'll
here,
go like
and
this
then,
one.
yeah. Like we always
Number
do.
10.
number 10. My number 10 is Rampage for the Super Nintendo. You call it Super Rampage. You call it Rampage. I don't give a shit what you call it. It's Rampage.
Yeah.
Best game ever.
Well,
One
clearly
of
the
the
10th.
best.
Clearly the 10th
The
best.
10th best game
On
on
16.
my list of the 6 feet. But anyways, you three.
Yeah, you had like what? Like a dino?
Lizzie,
Lizzie.
George, and
Ralph.
Ralph.
Yes.
The original Wreck-It Ralph.
Well,
if
the
it
original
was
the original
worse.
only had Lizzie and George, and then they introduced.
I didn't mean
Ralph.
that way. I meant the original Wreck-It Ralph because he used to
No,
wreck the
we
buildings.
got you. We got you. We know. We smell what you're cooking.
You smell what I'm cooking?
So you had a Godzilla. You had
King
Giant
Kong.
Donkey Kong or King Kong, whatever you want to call it.
And the wolf.
Yeah, the wolf monster. Doesn't matter. But yeah.
Yeah, it was fun times back then. It was
Eating
good stuff.
people, smashing buildings.
Good times.
Yeah, I'm gonna play that coming up soon too. It's gonna be one of our options for our next retro one, which I haven't started yet.
I'm
I'll
just
start this week.
saying Call of Duty, they had destructible environments way back in the 16-bit era.
Yeah. Fully destructible.
Mm.
Take down a whole building.
Yeah. You people taking showers.
It's true.
Eat something nasty, throw it up. My number 10
Number 10.
is this. Nobody ever heard of it. It's one of these
Your
little
number
sleeper
10, yeah,
games.
that's
Yeah,
fine.
one of these little sleeper games that off everyone's radar called Mortal Kombat.
Love Mortal Kombat.
Oh.
Yeah, were you surprised that it's my entry point into the list? I know it's on, if it's on your. We can talk
It's
about
on mine, so I'm going to leave it alone for now.
Okay.
Okay.
I remember the first place I ever played Mortal Kombat was at a little donut shop in Morton Grove, off a dumpster, and it changed my life forever. I went out and started murdering people, flipping the bird. No, it was a really cool game, and it's from here,
Midway.
Chicago.
Chicago.
The Ed Boon Man.
Chicago, Illinois.
Yep.
Number 10. Combat Cars.
Which we tried to retro run, but Tony
yeah.
sucks at it.
I haven't played in a long time. To me, it's like it's a very cool little race. It's like a top-down racer where your car is always the center of the screen, and you're not really doing anything. The track is passing you by. But there's like 8 or 10 characters, and they each have you could build up all their cars. It's like really cartoony and like jokey, but it's actually got some depth to it, and each character has their own weapon as well. Like one guy could throw oil spills, or one guy could shoot rockets, and another one could send a glue trap out that you can get fucking caught up on and go flying into the rails. So it's a lot of fun. It's a good game. Good game.
It's good.
It's good.
It's good.
Number 9.
Number 9. It's actually an alright game. It's not bad. It's Mortal Kombat. So we got Mortal Kombat. I mean, it's this game where two opponents fighting each other, killing each other. Ripping out skulls. It's pretty fun. Fatalities.
First of its kind.
Yeah. Had some real people in there.
Right.
But yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat's sweet. I'm gonna talk about it later.
So I think that's why we're kind of.
It's way further on my list. It's gonna be a while.
Number 9 is Beavis and Butthead.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, it depends. Because you were a Nintendo kid.
Mm-hmm.
So you had the awful version that wasn't fun
I
and was
played it on
totally broken.
Genesis.
Okay, good.
My buddy upstairs who lived above me had Genesis, and I played it on
Good.
his.
Just as long as you're not confused about that. Because, yeah, they were totally different games.
The whole concept of this game is they're trying to go to the Guar concert.
A lawnmower chews up their concert tickets.
Yeah.
And it magically spreads them all over town. Yeah. And they got to go and beat all the levels and get little corners of their concert
and it was absolutely ridiculous. It's probably one of the worst playing games out there. But it was fun. It was fun for
It's
the time.
not that bad for a beat 'em
I
up.
tried to play it. It's horrible.
You're playing the Nintendo one.
No, I got the Sega one.
Because that one's broken. You
Yeah.
can't do anything. The
Yeah.
Nintendo one's awful.
Yeah. But no, Beavis and Butthead. It was at the height of their popularity, and it was cool.
Gore, yeah.
That was the appeal to it.
Cornelio.
Number 9, sir.
Number 9. Mutant League Hockey.
Alright.
This shit was so fun. These were actually sanctioned 3A, and they ran off the Madden engine, which back in the 16-bit era was the shit. They just took out the real players and threw in monsters or what have you. And it was cool. The football one was really good, don't get me wrong, but the hockey one I thought was a lot more fun. It was cool. There's you just be playing and there'd be a hole in the ice that you have to watch out avoiding while you're playing, and flames and bombs and crazy shit.
Interestingly enough, is that there's a Kickstarter for the football one.
Yeah.
That they're making.
They want to bring it back out again.
Yeah. So maybe if the football one takes off, we'll see Mutant League Hockey return.
That's how it started. Football came out, then they tried to go hockey, and I think hockey was the better game. But good game.
Good memories.
Mm.
It's probably the last hockey game I ever played. That or hit the ice.
Me and my buddy poured so many goddamn hours in that game. It's ridiculous.
Number 8, sir.
Number 8. We're going to go with a lesser known title known as Streets of Rage.
It's a good game.
That's a great game.
It's a good game.
One of maybe the first beat 'em up I played.
Really? So not even Double Dragon?
I probably played Streets of Rage before I played Double Dragon.
Ninja Turtles?
Before Ninja Turtles, yeah.
Wow, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Or Simpsons.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fuck.
So yeah, that.
Forgot about that too.
Let's talk about it a little bit. You had, 3 playable
Why does it get your
characters?
nipples hard?
Oh, why is it getting my nipples hard? Personally?
3 playable characters, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
It was either 3 or 4. Don't quite
I know
remember.
that
It's been a
the
while.
one guy transitioned. Was he in Street Fighter later on?
No, he was in Final Fight.
Final Fight.
Or King of Fighters.
Hagar, or whatever his name was, or something like that.
Terry Bogard.
Terry Bogard, but no, the other guy with the guy with the mustache, the big hulking guy, he was in one of them too. Maybe they all appeared in it. I don't know.
Maybe.
But
It's been a while.
Awesome
My memory's
game.
a little bit fuzzy, but I just remember spending hours just running through levels, beating up shit. I mean,
Those were the good old days when beat 'em ups were good.
yeah.
Nice. Speaking of dying formats of games, we've talked a lot about the top down view, but there's the top down shooting games were very popular too. So my number 8 is a game that I love so much, and I really wish they would remake it. It's called Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
It's good. Good game.
It was ridiculous. There's a giant baby in it.
They brought back some of that view and some of that ridiculousness with Hotline Miami.
Yeah.
It's not quite the same because Hotline Miami's like gruelingly hard.
Zombies Ate My Neighbors is too.
Yeah.
I've been playing a little bit of it on the computer, and it's fucking tough. It is, but I love that game. And you would think with the zombie craze that's going on right now,
Be a good time to capitalize.
Yeah.
The OG zombie game.
Right.
Number 8.
Tony doesn't remember.
Number 8. NHL 94. The absolute best sports game ever created.
Kevin Smith's favorite hockey game.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think it's everybody's favorite hockey game. It really is that good. First year you could fight. First year with real names. First year with blood. First year with everything. And it's a great game.
They were trying to get the licensing to put it in Mallrats, but they couldn't. EA wouldn't give it to them. So they had to use the other one, the Sega hockey game that Sega made exclusively. I don't remember what it was called. It was nowhere near as good.
I don't remember. I know there's a lot of hockey games back then. There was like Mario Lemieux hockey. There was NHL. The NHLs were the biggest ones.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I don't know. They tried to bring it back. I was about to bite on NHL 2014 because they had the downloadable version of NHL 94. That's how big of a deal it was.
Mark told you it was bad, right?
Yeah. Everybody said it's like, no, dude, it's not the same. I thought it was the same. It's not. Because I didn't want them to do anything. Just that game, but playable online. That's it. That's all you had to fucking do. No, they had to fuck it up.
Number 7, sir.
7. I'm gonna go with the Sonic the Hedgehog.
The original?
Yes. Better than 2. Yes.
See, now I liked 2 more than the original. That's just me, though.
I think I liked 2 more, but I think 1 means more because 1, I think you could go either way.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
But I mean,
Tony likes to go either way.
Well, there was no Sonic 2 without Sonic 1, you know what I mean? Like,
Or was there?
yes. They just jumped to Sonic 2.
No, Sonic the Hedgehog, I mean, he was a great platformer.
Mhm.
I mean, of the time,
Is it blast physics? What was that phrase they coined? Brian remembers what it is. He'll tell you next time he's on.
but yeah, like most of the games on my list, I have very fond memories of playing Sonic the Hedgehog growing up. Granted, me, when I started gaming, it was like Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis.
Mhm.
More so the Sega Genesis than Super Nintendo. But I mean, I was really young, like maybe like 6 or 7. So a lot of this stuff I'm not gonna remember too well, but I do remember good times with it.
Fair enough. Number 7. The only handheld game on my list, which we had to fact check again.
Way to make sure, yeah.
Yeah. Pokemon Crystal.
I don't.
Survey said it was allowed.
Yeah. What'd you say?
I don't know if it should count.
Shut up. I was still in. That was the last Pokemon game that I had bought until I got. Why? It was the last one that I purchased. Yeah, it was Crystal. I mean, I played Emerald. We had a free demo copy at work,
Okay.
which I took on a trip to Florida and back. I took the little Game Boy Micro that we used to have in the store with the game in it. We took that. But the last one that I purchased was Crystal. Fond memories of that game. Pokemon's pretty self-explanatory. The formula hasn't really changed. It was new Pokemon.
That was on the Game Boy Color.
Yeah. It was second gen? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
It was the yellow to gold and silver.
Mm-hmm.
No comment. Never played it.
Number 7, Tony.
Well, I thought you were waiting for us to all comment on
Which they
it.
just finished on Twitch Plays Pokemon.
They did.
And they're moving on to Emerald, I believe, right? 6 days?
I haven't heard anything.
6 days. They start the new one.
Okay.
All hail Helix.
Number 6. Right? No, 7.
You're at 7.
Number 7. NBA Jam.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, this game was the shit. Another classic from Midway. I was torn between this and Tournament Edition. A lot of my games, a lot of these series, I could have picked 2 or 3 games from, but I just picked one. Similar to Sonic, I could have put Sonic 1, 2, and 3 on there. They're all awesome, but I decided to go with the original solely because of I've told the story on the show before. Like one of the
Tony and his friend in their underoos
yeah,
in the basement.
it's the most
jumping on
vivid.
couch.
It's the most vivid video game memory I have from my childhood. Beating the regular season with my friend. when we were really young. But that game was always fun, and there was all the cool codes, like putting Bill Clinton in and shit. And it was just a lot of fun to get.
I loved using Benny the Bull in it.
Mm-hmm. I used to, it was cool, like catching on fire and pretty much being unstoppable.
Boom shakalaka.
Or then when you're playing against your friend, like stopping them from being on fire with that perfect block, or stealing it and running up and just quickly getting any basket. You didn't even care just to get them off of fire. It was great. It was a good time. He's heating up.
Number 6, sir.
Number 6. All right. This is just because I had a great time. Of course, growing up again, Power Rangers on the Sega Genesis.
Okay.
The fighter.
Yeah.
That was fun. I remember.
Really hard to control, if I remember.
Yeah, the controls were iffy, but just, either choosing a Megazord or one of the Power Rangers.
Or the Dragon Zord, yeah.
Yeah, the Dragon Zord or one of the villains. I mean, it was great. I mean, just...
I remember that game.
Yeah.
It was good. It's good. It was good.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
My number 6 is better than your number 6, though.
No, it's not.
Mario Kart.
You see, okay.
It's the original. It's the
It
OG.
is. It is, yeah.
It's the OG. It's the start of the series.
And I didn't play it until I played it on emulator
Okay.
on my Vita, or not my Vita, my PSP.
Really?
Yeah,
Waited that long? Wow.
yeah. Because
All the shortcuts and just the way that game played. It's much like how you are for the other game that you were talking about. It was like that was my racing game for the Super Nintendo. Yeah.
I do know all the shortcuts in there too, but I didn't get far enough last time we tried.
Yeah. Well, same thing with Mario Kart. Like all the little shortcuts and the little
you
power
wouldn't
ups.
remember every little nook and cranny anymore.
Yeah. I love that game. The game was
Talking
awesome.
hundreds of games ago and like a decade ago,
And it was back when like there was the rumor of like, oh, you could get the red shell turtle in the game and stuff like that. When like those still existed.
Oh man, good days.
What's your number 6, Tony?
Number 6. Super Mario World.
Wow, I expected that to be closer, like in your top 3.
Well, wait till you get to my top
I'm just
3.
saying,
See
I'm
why this is number six.
surprised.
I love this game. This is like this is one of my favorite games ever made. It really is. It's one of the best Marios. I think Mario's got worse with age. Or hold on, I'm saying that wrong.
No.
Mario's the closer they are to modern day, the worse they are minus Galaxy. If that makes sense, they're getting worse all the time. The oldest stuff's the best to me. Mario 1, Mario 3, and Super Mario World are like the 3 best. Closely followed by like the Galaxies and this new one I haven't beat yet, but it's pretty good.
It's good. It's good.
But I love that. They introduced the big mega coins and stuff. I love that game. It's so good. What do you say about it, man? Super Mario World, dude. You kidding?
That's all you need to say.
You kidding?
That's all you need to say.
Oh.
Number what? What number?
5.
Number 5. We're doing with the Super Street Fighter 2.
Okay.
We got the Ken, we got the Ryu, beating each other up. We got Dalzim. He can do stuff like this. Extend his arms and legs.
Is that how you say his name?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Was this...
You got Blanca kicking fucking Taylor Swift in the face.
Yeah.
I don't know, that was Ryu, but they've done a bunch of those now.
And of course, you get Guile song.
Oh. Yes.
Sorry. It's the best part. It's the best thing you contributed to society.
I mean, nobody, and see, this is the counterpoint to what Tony was saying before. You can't have a number 2 without a number 1. Nobody remembers Street Fighter.
No, it was
Okay.
awful.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody remembers Street Fighter.
No.
So
Everybody knows Sonic, sir.
I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out
And
there.
of course, they came out with the tournament edition.
I
and
think
stuff
that
like
the tournament
Turbo.
championship edition was the one where
Turbo.
you could get Akuma to appear. I think,
Mhm.
if I remember correctly.
And I mean, pretty much set the standard or started the whole fighting game craze.
Yeah,
Well, it was interesting back then because you had MK versus
Street Fighter.
Street Fighter, and I liked both games and I had both systems, but I was more of a Genesis guy, so I always leaned more toward Mortal Kombat. Plus, I have a man crush on Sub-Zero.
Super Street Fighter retailed for $70 on the Super Nintendo back in the day.
That's fucked.
Yeah, or was it the tournament edition? I don't remember. One
Doesn't
of them.
matter.
Yeah, one of them was like 70 fucking bucks. I remember when I got that for Christmas, I was like, oh my god, this is like the most expensive present ever. It wasn't, but yeah.
It goes with everything.
Somebody's dropping a deuce. Number 5, right? Turtles in Time.
Son of a bitch, I forgot. Yeah.
Turtles in Time.
Huh. All right.
Honorable mention for me. It probably should have been on this list. I forgot all about
Turtles
it.
in Time.
We'll call it an honorable mention.
I mean, what can you say? It's a Ninja Turtles beat 'em up. That's what Ninja Turtles did best. Was the side-scrolling beat 'em up games. So much so that you and I both rebought it last year or the year before on Xbox and played through it.
They're good times. They're still good times.
Yeah.
First time I played that was in arcade, actually.
Yeah. I remember the first time I played I was at one of the bowling alleys that we worked at because they took out the Ninja Turtle arcade and brought in Turtles in Time. And I was like, I want them both! No! Side by side!
What are we on?
Number 5.
5. Super Metroid. And yeah. Making sure I read the right
Double
one.
checking!
This to me is like one of the best Metroids ever made. I enjoyed it a lot. I don't like. I know a lot of people disagree with me. I don't like too much of the newer stuff where they've been going with everything. I liked the older ones better. But this was. I don't know if it was the pinnacle of Metroid, but it's pretty damn close.
Never been a real big Metroid or Castlevania player. But a couple weeks back when we were on Twitch, Oscar was over. And so after I finished playing some Super Mario RPG, I had Oscar start playing a medley of games. And the first one up was Super Metroid. And if anybody remembers, the first stage you have a timer to make it out on. And I believe it was Lykios was there with us. And he's like, I'd never seen anybody fail. Couldn't get out on time. Oscar couldn't. Could not.
Good for Oscar.
Yeah.
Breaking records.
Yeah. So, that was just a quick little note that I wanted to...
Little tidbit. Who's
Number 4, sir.
Oh, yes, it is. Mine, not too many people have this game on their list, but it is Turtles in Time. Like I said, played in the arcades. Remember playing it with my brother. It's a lot like, oh man,
Game is
I want
just
to be
too good.
Donatello. Had to be Donatello.
Well, see, I was Leo.
No, had to be Donatello.
That was all of them. I didn't give a fuck. My go-to was Mikey or Raph. Those are my two favorites, but I played with all of them.
Leonardo
That's
was my hands down.
You know what? I can go through all like shows that I've ever enjoyed, and there's like that one character that you don't need or like doesn't really need to be there.
Okay.
Like I don't know, like with the Simpsons, like Marge or like Lisa. Lisa's an even better example. You know what I mean?
Okay.
There's just that one character. Like I could do that with every show.
Tread lightly, because you are talking about the Ninja Turtles.
This is what I'm getting at. The Ninja Turtles is the one show I can not think of. Like, I loved all 4 main characters. Like, they all belonged. I didn't have that one that was like, the show would be fine without that one character.
They all had their unique personalities.
I can't think of another show that's like that. There's like, you could name any show and I'll name you the one character that's just kind of like, it's fine that they're there, but the show wouldn't be any better or worse without them.
Quick trivia. Let's see if he knows. I don't know if you know. Fox, 98, I believe it was. Live action Ninja Turtle show. Ran for 2 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Introduced a 5th turtle.
Uh-huh.
What was that turtle's name?
Oh my god. I know she was a girl.
Yeah. She was a female turtle.
Oh.
Yep. Light blue was her. Was
Yes.
her
Yeah, I remember
Yes.
that. I can't think of her name.
So they crossed over with the Power Rangers. I remember this. Oh, don't tell me. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Give me a minute.
5, 4, 3,
I want to say it was the name of a planet.
2, kind of. 1.
Was it Venus?
Venus de Milo. Yes.
I was close.
Yes. Yes.
Oh.
So, number 4. Did you do number 4 already?
Yeah.
Did he just
Okay,
do it?
number
Just
4.
finished for it. Alright, just did 4.
Game that I just spoke about. That I just beat on our Twitch Retro Run Live. Super Mario RPG. The best Final Fantasy game ever made. It's true. Was made by Square. Best Final Fantasy game ever made. that was the branching point when, like, for me, it's like, I know you haven't delved into them, but like Mario and Luigi or Paper Mario, why those games are so good is because of Super Mario RPG. And it was the first time, to my memory, that you team up with Bowser. He's a member of your party. They also introduced two other characters, Gino and
Fuckbags.
that's what he looked like. He was the Cloud. I just played it.
Fuckbags.
I don't remember his name, but they've never appeared in anything else because apparently those two characters.
Like he was just screaming at his computer right now.
Yeah, he is. But they've never appeared in any other Mario franchise because I guess Square owns them. Those two characters.
Good for Square. Hold that over Nintendo's head. That'll work. Square's on the up and up lately, right?
Oh yeah, they're doing so great.
Yep. Number 4! Mortal Kombat.
Hey.
It finally came on my list.
All over your face, neck, and chest.
All over. Just fucking...
Get over here!
To me, this is my favorite fighting game of all time. Specifically Mortal Kombat 2, which is what I meant.
You're going with 2?
I just wrote Mortal Kombat. I'm sorry.
So I'm going with 1.
Yeah, I meant Mortal Kombat 2. The cast of characters, the physics, to me, like, for being a game that was unpatchable, was pretty well balanced.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody had their ups and downs. You had your weaker characters. Like, I was never really fond of, like, Jax or anything, or Sonya in the first one. But for the most part,
Jax wasn't in Mortal Kombat 1.
No, I'm saying Jax for Mortal Kombat 2.
Okay.
And then I said Sonya for the first one.
Gotcha.
But aside from them, like, you had some repeats, some like corner cutting with like Melina and Katana, which just had different weapons. And I guess you could say the same for Sub-Zero and Scorpion, but they were so vastly different.
They were.
And then with the inclusion of Reptile later. But like with like Liu Kang, and it's just like everybody was so fun. Like me, my go-tos were always Sub-Zero and Raiden. They were always my two favorite. I loved the lightning effects that Raiden was brought to the table, and the decoy was awesome, being able to just pop up behind somebody. I always was really fond of Scorpion too, but I always just picked
Scorpion's my man.
Yeah, Scorpion's really cool. Johnny Cage.
He was my number 2.
He was the fucking man.
Johnny Cage was my number 2.
Are you kidding? And it's still fun today. It doesn't look very good anymore because they tried that like cameraing of like a real person.
They were mocapping. That was the beginning of mocap.
And that doesn't hold up very well now. But back then it was like mind blowing what Mortal Kombat did. Mm-hmm. So
be interesting to see them go back to that and like redo it now.
Yeah,
that'd be kind of cool.
So it's good stuff, man. It's good stuff. I also think Fuckbags was a better ending character.
Shao Kahn? Fuck that guy.
No, he was cool, but
Shit son.
The guy before Goro's brother thingy with an M,
Kintaro.
Right? Kintaro, that's it, not an M. Yeah, with an M, Kintaro.
Well, now to be fair, Motaro is in 3.
Okay, maybe I'm just getting my shit confused.
And that motherfucker sucked. That fucking mule kick shit that he would do. Oh, to make that weird horse noise.
And you had Toasty.
Mm-hmm.
Toasty. Mortal Kombat 2, man. What a fucking game. What a fucking game.
You know, they pulled it off the marketplace, but I have Ultimate Mortal Kombat on my 360.
That's 1, 2, and 3, right? Can you play online?
Yeah. I don't know if you can still. It's not you can't buy it anymore. They re-released it in the arcade edition, but
really?
I have yeah.
Alright, so
Number 3.
Going with X-Men on the Genesis.
Toasty!
Great game. Great.
That was based off the arcade, right?
No.
No? Okay.
It was all separate. Yeah, it was a separate game.
Okay.
It was 2 players, if I remember right.
Okay.
Then you had like a third support character. Or like if your character fell off the screen, Jean Grey would bring you back up.
Okay, I remember that now. Yeah.
I remember spending hours and hours and hours just I don't even know, man. Like, yeah, Cyclops, Nightcrawler, Wolverine, Gambit. I say there was one more. I think that was it though.
Storm? No, there was 4.
There's
4 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
No, Storm what?
No. Then it was just 4. It was just
Was Wolverine in there?
Yeah,
it was
Wolverine
Wolverine and
Night-
Cyclops for sure, and Nightcrawler.
And then Gambit. I know for sure Gambit was in
Yeah, because I remember, throwing the cards.
Yeah. I don't think I ever beat that game, to be honest. I know I remember getting really close one time. It was like, once you died, that was it.
Yeah.
Because you had to restart the whole thing over. Oh, that sucked. But yeah.
Yeah, that was a great game. My besides Turtles, for like that beat 'em up of that era, me and my friends got really into Captain America and the Avengers. Because that had like, it was Captain America, Iron Man, this weird
Hawkeye.
and the weird white one.
Silver Surfer?
No. Or maybe I'm thinking
I thought
of...
he was in that.
They did a couple sequels, so it's kind of hard to remember which ones was it.
No, because it was,
I know
there was
Hawkeye
Captain
in it.
America,
Yeah.
but then there was
Yeah.
Captain America and the Avengers. That's
Yeah.
what I'm talking about.
Was it Iron Man
Iron Man was in there for sure. He was actually the worst character.
and Hawkeye. I remember Hawkeye in there.
Hawkeye was in there too. And
Is it Spider-Man?
No.
I'll look it up.
Spider-Man was an Avenger.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, I don't think he was in that game.
Okay. Maximum Carnage was another good one. Ace liked Maximum Carnage.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
I never got to play that. I always wanted to. Now I can with all the emulators, but
Yeah, try it. Number 3. Donkey Kong Country. Ace! Donkey Kong Country, I'm actually getting ready to start a retro run playthrough on that this week, and I'm not looking forward to it. Because I know I'm going to suck at it. I loved that game. Much like Tony has that fond memory of playing NBA Jam with his buddy. I remember Christmas Eve getting my Super Nintendo and Donkey Kong Country, and we sat up until 6 a.m. and beat Donkey Kong Country that night.
oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Loved that game. Tony.
Vision.
Division.
Oh, that's
Okay.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. Was that... what color is he?
He's-
Red. And he looked almost
He
like...
was
he
weird,
looks,
right?
He looks almost like Iron Man.
I remember there's a weird dude.
Yeah.
And I guess it had cameos from Wasp, Quicksilver, Wonder Man, and Namor the Submariner?
Neymar.
Sure.
He's like Aquaman.
But not really.
Yeah.
The other team's Aquaman?
Marvel's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Namor. Yeah. You're number 3, sir.
Hold on, I gotta fucking... Okay. Link to the Past. This is my favorite Zelda game. Well, this and the first one. I don't know which one I like better. They're both very close. And I've talked about this a million times before. I like this game a lot. One of my favorite games of all time. I don't know what I could say that I haven't said 30 times on the show before.
Well, first time I played that was on the Game Boy Advance when they re-released it. So, like I said, at that time, I was really young at that time, so most of my gaming is more from, Genesis. And
Yeah, gotcha. Smell what you're cooking.
Yep. So I had great times with it. I thought it was great. It being handheld. Before that, I played the Oracle Seasons of Zelda on Game Boy Color. So when I first got Link to the Past, I thought it was a brand new game. I thought, man, this game is awesome.
Way to go, Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good game.
Number 2.
Numero dos, we're going with the Mega Man X.
You're welcome.
Thank you for that. 'Cause I totally forgot about that until you said it. I cannot believe how many times I beat that game.
Forgot all about it.
Hidden unlockable power.
Yep. You do the Hadouken.
Mm-hmm.
And then the re-release on the Game Boy Color, you could do Shoryuken as well.
Nice.
But yeah, basic Mega Man, just with X.
Introduction to Zero, I believe.
Yeah, Zero did start in there.
Yeah.
I won't tell you what happens to him. But you play it to find out.
Yeah. Go back and play it if you have. Number 2. Super Mario World. One big point that I believe Tony left off, and I'm
I left a
fairly,
lot out.
I'm fairly
I
certain. Stop it! It's the first appearance of Yoshi, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Which changed the gameplay element quite a bit. He could power up and get different abilities and so on and so forth.
Killed a lot of Yoshi saving your own ass.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, I can't make this jump. Bye, Yoshi.
The way that you fought Bowser in that was new and innovative, and I mean, you can't really say so much about it because if you haven't played it, you need to go out and play this game. It was that damn good. It was back when Nintendo would bundle in good games with their systems. Last good bundle that I can think of was after that they didn't really bundle anything with N64. You had to buy it separate.
60. Oh, they didn't bundle in Super Mario?
Not at launch, no. You had to buy. There was only two
There's
games.
only 2 games.
Yeah, and you had to buy them separate.
Oh, well.
Yeah. Super Mario World. Gorgeous, gorgeous visuals.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. Great gameplay.
Number 2. Sonic 2.
Sonic Boom. That's one with Tails, yeah?
It is. That's one of the points I'm going to bring up.
Super Sonic.
First of all, I think they improved the mechanics a lot over the first Sonic, which helped. They also introduced the corkscrews.
Yeah.
And the funnest thing was the side by side. Nobody ever wanted to be Tails, but somebody would always
I love Tails.
end up being Tails. Well, out of my friends, everybody always wanted to be Sonic. And there was only those 4 stages where you had to race one another. But my God, were they a good time! And then you had that 3D tunnel that you had to run down. But they would only let one person be in front, so you'd have to time your jump where. Like, that's what I would do is I'd fake people out. I'd jump, so then they'd want to go right in front of me again, and then I'd come and start collecting the coins. And then, I'd have to,
you dirty
pre-plan.
bastard.
Oh, I was sneaky with that shit, dude. I was real sneaky with that shit. But, yeah, man. Sonic 2, jeez. That game's so good. So good. They brought so many new elements into that. All the fucking...
You know, the reason that I made the comment earlier is because, just from my memory, visually, Sonic 2 was much more vibrant than Sonic 1.
There's a lot.
It really fleshed out everything in that game.
Sonic 2 was a big jump up over Sonic 1.
Yeah.
Sonic 1, you were kind of limited. I mean, it was just about going fast.
And then the Death Egg.
Sonic 2 added, platforming to it. You know what I mean? It wasn't just about going fast. You had those swings. You had, vines. You had,
Levers
those...
and
yeah,
trees.
Yeah. The waterworks levels with the raising water where you had to keep going up, and you had those air bubbles that you had to go and sink, or else you'd see Sonic. Fucking great. Yeah. Sonic 2, man. Oh man, if that Sonic team was still together, we would have had so many great Sonics in the years. Fell apart after Knuckles, man.
All right, so
Team
here we go.
falls
This is
apart.
it. This is number 1. Best of the best.
You're the best.
So my number 1 is going to be an RPG by the name of Chrono Trigger.
I sense that would be on a lot of people's number 1 list.
I didn't play it on the Super Nintendo. I played it on an emulator. At the time, I didn't play too many RPGs. I never really got into the Final Fantasies. My big one growing up was
Brian Berg's top 10 would have all been Metroid and then Final Fantasy. Maybe a Castlevania in there.
That was another honorable mention for me, was Super Castlevania. That was so fucking close.
The one RPG I really played a lot growing up was, of course, Pokemon. Pokemon played the shit out of that. So I come across Chrono Trigger. How I got into Chrono Trigger was I found out that the artist who did all the work on Chrono Trigger was the creator of Dragon Ball Z.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, yeah, this guy looks cool, I'll play this. And honestly, for the mechanics in that game, it was great. The way, you had this bar, and it would time up depending on how your experience was. Sometimes it'd be fast, sometimes it'd be slow, but that kept it interesting. It wasn't just straight, you take your turn, you take your turn. It was...
They added those QuickTime elements into it.
Yeah, and that was fun. The story was great. It was a very long game. Took me a while to beat it, even on an emulator. But yeah, that's probably my number 1 in the 16-bit era.
Very nice, very nice. It's no surprise to anybody what my number 1's going to be. I don't
Barbie's Dreamhouse.
Goddamn right. It's a Link to the Past.
Mm.
I've played that game so many times. Even recently, as a couple weeks ago. I hadn't touched it in probably about 10 years. But that game is one of the few games that in my opinion, are ageless. It doesn't matter where we're going to go in the future into 3D Oculus Rift shit. You're still going to be able to go back and play Link to the Past, and it's still going to hold up. It's a great story. Just when you thought you were done with the game, you realize, oh, hey, there's a whole nother second half of this to go through. I can't name a single flaw with that game, to be honest.
It's a good game, man.
It is. It is. I think, as we've stated many times, if Mario is the face of Nintendo, Legend of Zelda is the backbone, and that's pretty accurate with comparing Super Mario World to Link to the Past.
And to me, Zelda is above Mario. So
They're very close in my book. I'm a big Mario fan. Huh?
Nothing.
I don't care. I know you like Zelda better. I don't give a fuck. Most people do.
Hey, I'm gonna have you know, there was 3 Mario games on my list. 3.
There was.
There was.
There's more than me. I only have one, and I'm the Mario supporter.
Only one of them was a traditional Mario game, though.
Like, that's the one I put on there.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're number 1, sir.
Number 1! Shiny Entertainment's Earthworm Jim. My favorite 16-bit era of all time. I wanted to put Earthworm Jim 1 and 2 as 1 and 3, surrounding Sonic 2.
okay.
I don't know which one I like better. I really don't. They're like 2 of my favorite games of all time. I think overall, Earthworm Jim 2 is funnier, but Earthworm Jim 1 is a better platformer and plays better.
I don't know. You like 2 better.
See, I know.
I don't know. I don't know.
I know I've played both of them, but all my memories go back to 1.
Yeah. Well, Earthworm Jim 2 had like Snot a Problem, where you're bungee jumping against a booger.
Yeah.
And you're both on big streams of snot, and you're trying to bump each other into this lake with like an alligator or something in the bottom. It's not a problem. It's awesome. And there's puppy love in Earthworm Jim 2 where this guy's he's shooting little puppies out of a cannon, and you're running around with this pillow. And you gotta like,
I remember that.
And you gotta like bounce them to the fucking. The game is hysterical, man. And then there's the granny level where like those chairs that old people have to ride up the stairs on those carts and stuff, and you're like on one of those, and like Earthworm Jim's expression is hysterical because there's shit falling from the ceiling, and you're controlling this forward and reverse lever, and you're trying to miss all the stuff that's coming down to hit you. It's brilliant. Man, Earthworm Jim 2 is funny, but I think 1 is the better platformer. It's really funny, it really is, but it's not as funny. But I think like the mechanics and the actual like boss levels and stuff make it a better pure game. So
I love the music from it too. Like when you're on the Hell Planet.
what the heck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun, and then it gets all.
Yeah, it gets all mellow, and then a snowman pops up in the middle of hell. It's like, oh man, that shit's so good.
Good pick.
This shit's so good. All right, that'll bring us to a close this week. Let us know. I know some of our viewers are like 5 years younger than us, right?
Let us know if you have
Some 16-bit favorites. Let us know in the comments
Let us
below.
know if you do or don't agree with us, or if we left anything off our list.
I left a ton off.
Oh, yeah.
I could have made this 50 games.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. Catch us next week. Same time, same place.